What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today, we're doing something a little bit different. You know, there really isn't a lot going on right now. Obviously, there is the treasure map, and there's not a lot of content we can really continue to develop in regards to that. But I was looking through just my character box, and I just wanted to pick a random unit and kind of just talk about the unit, and we'll use them in some content live for you guys today. And the unit I picked is this Anniversary Luffy. I feel like this unit is kind of a forgotten unit. Now, one thing that we know that is inevitable in One Piece Treasure Cruise is that they're always going to release very good Luffy characters. So the fact that this character came out for the anniversary period for Global, you know, obviously in February, you know, this character was pretty hype on release. A lot of people liked it, they loved the abilities, and obviously the ink effect is amazing. Probably one of the best ink effects in the game. But unfortunately, the character and the way that this unit is built is so bizarre, and we'll be discussing more as of course as we go through the actual content today. But this Luffy here, you know, his captain ability obviously very complex in the fact that you start off as he's a rainbow captain, which is a good thing. But the thing is that he gets better and better as time progresses through the adventure. So every time you kill something, or every time you pass a turn, you'll get an incremental value added to the captain ability of Luffy. And then of course, if you do get it to the max potential, you get the Rainbow 5.5 attack boost, 1.3 health boost, removing 10 turns of paralysis and bind, which is incredible. And recovery and tandem matching allows you to obtain recovery slots with a perfect 20% damage reduction. Just a very good all-around rainbow captain, but it's a very slow captain. You don't get the really good benefits unless if you're stalling or killing lots and lots of enemies, which is unfortunate for this unit. You know, if training forests were still a thing, very common things in the game, this would be one of the best captains in the game to use for that. It's just unfortunate with the way that he's built. But a special ability that's kind of nice too, and we're going to be showcasing it in today's video, is we can kind of carry this buff through multiple different boss stages. It's incredible, and also having a bit of utility in it is nice, which we probably won't showcase today. And then an interesting super class, you know, giving cooldown reduction and extending the duration of chain locks or chain buffs. So that is also something that we can abuse in today's video as well. So let's go ahead and jump into some content utilizing the global anniversary Monkey D. Luffy. So this is the team composition that I'm going to be trialing out today. So we're using Luffy as the captain, of course. I do have at least one dupe in it, so the final tap is actually slightly leveled up. I don't think we're going to get much of an opportunity to abuse it today, considering this content against Arena Reiju has a lot of you know, health reducing effects, which is not going to be too great. Frankie is the friend captain, because if we can use him, we should use him. It's going to be fantastic. And then some interesting subs. We've got Roger Newgate with the support of Mihawk to get around the resilience on the final stage. We have Sanji, Sanji and Pudding, that is, which is going to be very useful on stage 4. We have Hiyori, another great addition to the team because Wano slots are broken. And then Sabo, because we do actually need a unit to proc the super class of Luffy, because we want to abuse it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the content. And here we go, versus Reiju. I have all those invincible moves. Yes, you do, Luffy. Yes, you do. I guess that's one thing. We probably could have put a support to remove some of this poison or this toxic effect. Completely overlooked that, but that's okay. I don't think it's really going to make that much of a difference at the end of the day. That should be fine. So let's go ahead and just start passing some turns. And of course, we could stall for super swaps, but I really don't think we're going to need super swaps either. Just with the way that this team is built, we just don't really need them at all. And the really cool thing, of course, in that the super type is the super class. We could literally just use it now to reduce our characters' cooldowns, which I guess is kind of cool. But it also is kind of a detriment to the kit of Luffy, because you actually want to stall and take your time in content. So the fact that his super class has an ability to just reduce your character's cooldowns is a bit odd and doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I guess you can still use it in a utility sense to get around the special reverse, which is probably the best component of that. So we're obviously taking quite a lot of time here just to take our time, get through the content, as long as we have our cooldowns ready to go, which at this point we actually are pretty good to go. We don't really have to worry about the utility captains. Obviously it would be nice to have them earlier, but you know, there's not a lot that you can do about that. It's not like you're going to stall up to like 30 timer counts for the character's abilities in order to remove paralysis on stage 3. That's exactly why we have Sabo on the team instead. So I think we're pretty much good to just move on. And we do have the ship of Megalo, which is a ship that I have not used in a very long time, but it has a very cool use case in this team, and it should work out really, really well. So we're going to get inflicted with more toxic, paralysis, and the pain debuff. I really do not like the pain debuff. I hate that it's a thing in the game, but I think it's also kind of, it's good in some fashions, because there has never really been a gimmick in the game that reduces the usability of dual units, and now you have a gimmick where anytime you activate a super class, super type, a switch effect, whatever, you're reducing the crew's health. I think it's an interesting gimmick, but it is annoying nonetheless, that's for sure. Okay, and this is exactly why we're using Frankie as well, which we'll talk about in a moment. So we'll go ahead and use the Sabo special. Sabo, of course, going to change adjacent slots into tandem, as well as removing the paralysis that's inflicted on the team. And he does actually give us a chain boundary, which is pretty cool too. And this is exactly where we can utilize the Luffy buffs. So I believe Luffy should extend the duration of the chain lock. I believe it does. He does increase the chain durability of a couple of buffs. Yeah, so it does increase the turns of that. So that's fantastic. Let's go ahead and use the Luffy special. This special animation is also so good, and obviously just ripping straight out of 1015, episode 1015. Amazing animation, of course. It's so good. And you got the cute little Luffy there connecting the end of the dream, which gives us a lot of different buffs here. So, of course, Luffy gives us a 2.25 ore boost, and then he also says if we land 2 perfects in the next turn, then we get a chain multiplicative buff, which is awesome. So we have a chain multiplier, a multiplicative buff of 1.2, thanks to the Luffy character, of course. And we'll go ahead and use the captain action of Frankie, which is going to give us General Frankie, allowing us to bypass the damage limiter of stage 3, which is obviously very, very pesky. The docking, there we go. And now we do need to be careful of our health, but we are going to be getting lots of heal in the next turn, which is going to be great. So we should be comfortable enough just to move on. So we do want to hit at least 2 perfects, which shouldn't be a problem. We did hit 2 perfects. It was very close, but we did hit the 2 perfects. And now we have Ichiji. So Ichiji, he has a lot of annoying debuffs. He has a barrier. He has the threshold. Just a really, really annoying stuff. And let's go ahead and switch over to Pudding, because Pudding is going to be a Dex character, which gives us more damage, of course. And then we'll use the special, which is going to give our Fighter and our Cerebral characters a color affinity boost. But the big component as to why this character is here is because they have the special ability that can remove all turns of damage threshold and damage reduction. Very, very valuable character for that reason. And then we can go ahead and use the Hiyori special as well. So Hiyori, we already know what she does. Hiyori is one of the best utility legends in the game because of the utility that she has, obviously, with removal of debuffs, but the healing, as well as the full board of Wano slots, and you lock them as well. Just absolutely broken. We'll go ahead and skip that, get a bit of health back, which is very, very useful. And now, should we switch into Whitebeard? Because do we want to switch into, no, actually it doesn't matter. We could actually stay as Roger and then switch into Whitebeard on the next stage. Yeah, that should be okay. I think we'll do that. So, this is pretty good. We don't need to worry about anything else. We have color affinity for all of our Dex units here, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and kill Ichiji. Let's get it. Boom. Easy. That was a lot of damage on that stage too. God damn. Alright, boss stage. Here we are. So, Reiju is pretty annoying. You know, she has damage reduction on her side of the field and obviously has resilience, but we have a very key support, which is enabling us to remove the resilience, so we don't have to worry about that, luckily for us, because of that Mihawk, which is awesome. First thing is first, we are going to use that ship special, which is going to lock our slots, which means after the revive, we will keep these slots. Awesome, awesome stuff. Then, obviously, the Frankie special. Now, when Frankie uses his special as the captain, especially at level limit break 5, he gives us the ability to remove enemies' defensive effects. He removes damage reduction and damage threshold, and he also removes 6 turns of something else. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's just a really good special, and of course, it gives us an attack boost, which is really, really powerful. And then we still have those Wano slots, so those slots will not be shuffled away. We'll actually switch over to Whitebeard because I believe we will have enough damage to just kill anyway, and then we can switch back into Roger on the revive. So let's go ahead and hit our perfects and hopefully get the dub. Let's get it. Easy. And the final tap as well of Roger and Newgate. don't get to see it too often, so any opportunity we get, we're definitely going to show that off. And then we get the Reiju Revive, and we still have the full board of Wano slots. And we are going to get stunned, but that shouldn't be a problem, actually. Yeah, it wasn't a problem, because I believe the poison still hit at the end of that turn there. So we actually use the poison to remove those debuffs. And then we can switch back to Roger. We can use the Roger special ability, and that is going to buff the attack boost to a 3x. We can only tap with 4 characters here. So let's go ahead and do 4 taps, end on Roger, and pick up the dub. Let's get it. Or we just don't tap on Roger at all because Frankie's going to go ahead and get the dub. But yeah, just interesting to just find different ways to clear content. And even though Luffy probably isn't the most ideal or the fastest way to clear content, it's still fun when you have a character that can use a special on stage 3 and their orb boost buff and their chain multiplicative buffs continuously show up on stage 3, stage 4, and stage 5. It's just a really awesome combo. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you very much for watching the video. Of course, you know, this wasn't a really crazy video, but just a really fun one just to use something a little bit different. And we should be looking forward to the actual gimmick releases of the upcoming Kizuna Clash with the normal and the super bosses. So that's what we're waiting for. Once the information does drop, of course, I'll bring you guys preparation videos to get yourself ready for that, of course, which will follow after the treasure map. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.